Hey guys, welcome back. This is a quick week 2 overview starting at the homepage. Hope everything is going well for you already. As always, reach out to me if you've got any questions at all. Oh, it's kind of embarrassing wearing the same shirt that as I am in the picture. Doesn't matter. So we're on the homepage. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of jumps. One is we've got PAL tutoring with Maritza. I don't know if you've met Maritza yet, but she is the specific student slash professional liaison or helper for our class. And that means that she's there to help you with anything regarding the course. Getting started, knowing how to annotate, looking at drafts, all of that stuff. She's an excellent expert and super enthusiastic about helping you out. So you can notice that her group sessions are Monday 3:45. I believe that's going to be on the Zoom. Correct me if I'm wrong, Maritza. Also, she's got tutoring and DLA hours, and I believe those are on the Rancho campus, and I will confirm that with her. But anyway, her email should be available. I will give it to you if you have trouble finding it, and we will get on top of that as well. I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the class. Going to home is the easiest way. And then, and it should be loading. Oh, and it's not because it's there. Okay, I'm going to go to the English 1A home. Okay, now let's jump to modules. Awkward pause. Talk about this week a little bit. I'm going to put it in student view so you see you see exactly what you're going to see on your particular screen. There's week 1. Awesome work on information about myself. I love reading about you guys. It seems like it's going to be a really, really fun group. Now, if you look at how week 2 is set up, you're going to have objectives, learning materials, interaction, and assignments. So objectives are going to be, hey, what's going on? Why are we doing it? And if you look at under there, you've got the overview. It's usually the only thing there. So it talks about what our goals are for this week. Identify phases of the writing process. Identify elements of narrative structure. Build a thesis statement for a narrative structure essay. And that narrative structure essay is going to be that remembered event essay. And we've talked a little bit about that essay prompt already, but if you want me to review it, I certainly can. Now look, notice I got a weekly schedule underneath the overview. By this Wednesday, you're going to submit a tentative thesis statement by 11:59 p.m. You should also give it a quick read for the English composition intro to the writing process. Watch the writing process video I made. I think the video is a little bit faster. You're also going to need to look at this video that I made called Structure of Narrative and also Description Strategies. So that's going to talk to you about how we tell stories, those different elements. And then description strategies are going to be about how to give those stories that vividness, that pop. I'm going to say those words over and over again. That immersion that really transports people into what you're saying. Those special names and description words, and also metaphors and similes and stuff like that, and dialogue. Really, really fun stuff. If it doesn't have pop when you're first writing it, if it doesn't have that vividness, that's okay. The first thing you want to do is get the structure down. Hey, this is what happened at the beginning. Here was the struggle. Here was the height of that struggle or conflict, the climax. This is how that tension went away. And here's the learning moment at the end. And again, all of this is going to be in this video too. Now, your homework assignments are going to include reading and annotating La Llorona. A lot of you guys know this legend already, this leyenda. I think I'm saying it right. And we've got 2 different versions of it, which I think are really, really trippy because legends are that way. You know, you're going to see different forms or different incarnations of them. And different legends are going to give you different takeaways, different learning moments. You know, and one of the things we're going to think about is, okay, what are some of the messages coming out of each one? And you know what? I think it's a very highly gendered story too. I think it plays a lot on expectations relating to gender. I'm going to also asking you to preview and read and annotate the profile essay handout. Now I'm giving you that already. Believe it or not, that's going to be our second essay, but the profile one's going to take a little bit longer. And a lot of you are like, oh, I'm not even done with the first one yet. What's he doing? Here's the deal. There's going to be some overlap between when we start one essay and finish the other one. And that's because I really like stretching out the writing process. I like stretching out the pre-writing and then the drafting and then the editing and then finally the proofreading. We're going to put researching in there a little bit later on in the semester. I like stretching it out so we make sure that we get a chance to work all those different sets of writing muscles. Kind of like when you go to the gym, you go to certain machines or to certain stations to work out different muscle sets, and it's important for us to do that. You want to get better at anything, you've got to take a good look at every step of your process. And that's part of what makes you better writer. So we've got that going on, and we've got also on Wednesday, I don't know if I said this already, your week 2 response should also be turned in by Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. for your night owls, for all you Morbiuses out there. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It seems like everybody hates that movie. Finally, 2 comments on 2 different posts on discussion 2 by this Saturday, 11:59 p.m. Now that's the overview. It looks like a lot of writing, but it's a bunch of little activities that you should be able to bang through. Knock them all out. Make sure you got Wednesday stuff done before the Wednesday deadline. I'm going to jump back using my arrow. And what you're going to notice here, it always goes back to week 1. Here's my writing process video. There's the link again. Here it is. You can click right in the overview, but I've got it here too for easy finding. 2 versions of La Llorona. Don't make fun of my accent. Oh, you can. That's okay. And I did my best possible scans I can. The first one starts right here. I should have covered up this page and I didn't. So you're going to basically start reading there. And then here's another version. And there's something about a flea. These are all Latinx American landas from all over the Spanish-speaking sections of North America, Central America, South America, the Caribbean. So it's really fascinating, I think, to take a look at those. All right, I'm going to jump us back here. Let me see if I can use the arrows here. Canvas is a little janky with navigation. I'm sure you have already noticed that. Now, when you're looking at the profile essay, it's basically like your chance to be a reporter. You're going to write a profile essay of at least 4 pages on a person, place, or activity that you find fascinating. So something that you are really into. A lot of people want to do it on a career path that they're already thinking of. Some people also like to do it on some hobby that they're really into. And that's great, but it should be something specific. Some people are they want to do something like, I'm going to write a profile essay on my mom because she's awesome. That's too broad. I mean, sometimes people want to profile their mom because they live with their mom. And, boom, easy peasy. But there are 2 parts that you got to be sure that you're looking at. And again, this is coming way down the road. If you look at when our rough draft is due, it's about a month away. You got to observe this subject. I know that's going to be a little bit challenging maybe with COVID, but I want you to talk to me about it if you see any issues or problems. Second, you're going to include in interviews. You're going to practice interviewing somebody related to your subject. There are 2 main kinds of profiles that happen. A fresh perspective on a common subject, like the funeral home and the last stop, or an intro to an unusual or little-known subject, like pickled pig's lips in another essay I'll be giving you to look at. I'm not leaving until I eat this thing. That's all I'm going to be telling you about right now, but it's something that's coming up. So I'm going to give you guys kind of a a head start on it. Okay, this is like take 3. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. And here you will find the essay, the last stop that you can look at. And again, it's about a funeral home. We all know what funeral homes are, but this person kind of dives deep into them. And because of that, you get a lot of interesting new information. And this is from Course Hero. Don't use Course Hero. Anyway, I want you to annotate that, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. In your interaction, your discussion, remember that's going to be starting. Your original post is going to be due Wednesday, and the next one is going to be your responses are going to be due this Saturday. And hopefully I got all the dates right there. Here are your directions. You're going to watch your videos, my gripping videos on narrative structure and descriptive strategies. You're going to post what you think is the exposition of the student example, Made It in Cali, right? And remember, you're going to find that in week 1. Made It in Cali. And look, boom, you can even like get to it right there. Look at me and my links. Solid. And I want you to post your favorite example of these description strategies. In other words, what are the ones that really, really popped for you, really made you feel like the story was getting to you, like getting under your skin, or that moved you, right? Because there's no such thing as a good story or a bad story. Only good storytelling and poor storytelling. And good storytelling comes really down to these kinds of description strategies. All right. And if you've got any questions on that, of course, please do not hesitate to let me know. Jumping back. And if you look, you've also got your remembered event thesis statement due. Remember, you're going to be writing a remembered event about experiencing a new culture, coming to the US for the first time, or somebody close to you who had that experience. And look, I've given you some explanation right here. For your thesis, I'm asking you to build it this way. When blank happened, this person learned blank. And that's really that whole narrative structure arc in one sentence. When I moved to California from Guanajuato, I learned, and you know what? I got some great ones right down here. When my tío Fernando moved from Arizona to Arizona from Guanajuato, he learned that life in America can be profitable, but also alienating. So it can be you or somebody close to you. When I moved with my family to California from Mexicali, we learned that there was opportunity here, but it meant more hours at work and less time to spend with family. Both of those work great. Once again, if you feel like the wording isn't quite as smooth or as on fleek as you want, that's okay. We're going to keep refining it. We just want placeholders. We want something that gets us from the beginning of the story all the way to that learning moment at the end. But we could keep refining. If you want to send me a couple different ones, different wordings, I'm awesome with that. If you've got a couple different topics, like saying, I'm thinking about this story about me, or this story about me, or this story about my tío Fernando, that's awesome too. Once again, if you have any questions at all about this week's assignments, please let me know. I will also be setting up office hours, but feel free to text me if you haven't joined Remind yet. Check your Canvas so you can hit that link so we can text each other. You can also email me through Canvas. If you also haven't done the survey for SurveyMonkey, so we can optimize office hours, let's make sure that we do that too. Have a great week, Puentistas. I'm going to be talking to you soon. Take care.